team and what it takes to be a squad at the top of the VRML. Yeah, let's start with you, Juice, and then we'll go down. Just say your name and you can introduce yourself as a player.
Juice. I'm the captain of eternity and slash owner. Proxy.
My name is Proxy, and I shoot people.
My name's Ace, and I'm a flank watch mainly for Eternity.
Penny Packer. I do IGL stuff, the stratting. Fun fact, I got a lot of. This is my first VR comp experience, but I come from competitive Rainbow Six.
Oh, I know that.
And I'm Proof. Yeah, I don't know. I'm cool, I guess.
And that is the Eternity team. And I'll start with you, Juice, as the team captain. You know, what are you doing in preparation? What's your focus when you go into like scrimmages and practices? What are you focusing on as the team captain?
Focus would be consistency, seriousness. I mean, you could have your jokes and laughter inside a scrim or even practice, but we like to pretend in any of the scrims that I would say finals are a very tough team, even if it's an uneven match where we're more favored or a much stronger team, we're still going to take it serious. And it's perfect timing to practice our strats from our Penny Packer here. He's our, what I like to call our team compass, I would say. He creates all of our strats. He documents, he watches footages. As well, we all watch our footage, right? But he's right here, our secret weapon.
Yeah, Penny Packer, any insight into your sort of daily process or sort of what you focus on before we go into scrims? With maybe you're not revealing too much, you know.
Yeah, sure. No, definitely a lot of VOD review. You want to see how teams play, see what they like to default to. You know, obviously you want to have a lot of tricks in your bag, and a lot of these teams already do, but just knowing like a default kind of way that teams like to play. And then in those scrims, I think just getting back to those, one really good strategy is practicing the strats that we have and running through, you know, the pathing and the process of all that. And I think a lot of teams can get hung up on wanting to win scrims and like, oh, we got to do these things that we know we're really good at to like win these scrims. But it's like, no, let's do the things that are tough and we like really struggle with, and let's practice those in scrims. And, you know, if we've already got something that we're good at, like, perfect, let's leave it. And then let's focus on those things that we're not good at. So that's definitely what scrims are good for us.
Absolutely.
And so I guess for the rest of you guys, what are you doing outside of scrims? Is there anything you do to practice? Are you playing in regular pubs, or is most of your focus on playing when you do the scrimmages?
I mean, well, the only really other thing you can do to like practice outside of scrims is just like matchmaking, just ranks.
I mostly aim train.
Yeah.
I was in the range, so.
I just play ranked a lot.
The
And
ranked
solo.
and aim training, yeah.
Fun fact, he's master.
Certainly an achievement, and yeah, no surprise that some guys like you would be at the top of the ranked ladder, especially with a team that is at the top of the ladder. And so, Juice, you know, being a team captain of a top team, you know, do you feel the pressure right now as we get sort of to the back half of this season, or how are you adjusting to being one of these squads that's now kind of consistently up in the top 10?
So at first, for other leagues in the beginning of making the top tier team and climbing the ranks, there was pressure. I think what removes that pressure or allows such calmness is confidence in my teammates and players. So every time we're in these scrims or matches, seeing such confidence and trust in one another and our chemistry of us all working together and just moving as one unit, it allows me to have calmness or much confidence knowing that we deserve to be where we are, of how much we work to be here. So it wouldn't be I'm nervous or any pressure. It's more as, how do I stay here? How do I get us to stay here? And with doing that, we've just recently had a big meeting, and now we all have separate roles here. We have quality assurance players here now. We have event coordinator, social media. So there's a lot more coming into our team as a whole. But with everyone playing their part, we're all coming together and allowing us to stay at the top tier team.
That's awesome. Any other thoughts from you guys on the squad about being a top tier squad? You know, how do you feel as a player? Are you feeling that sort of? Is there anything different since you've been on a top tier team in the VRML? I guess to the point you have certainly experienced winning at a high level in Breachers.
I think there's definitely. Sorry, go ahead, Proxy.
So I don't know. It's kind of like, especially because when I started playing, it just feels like it feels nice not to lose. I don't know. Like, it just feels great.
We just have a very hungry team, you know. Like every game we go in, if we're even losing a couple rounds, you know, because there's been teams that tested our abilities and showed us that, you know, where we're lacking if we're slowing down, and then we just all pick each other back up mid game every time. It's like, all right, guys, let's lock in here. Let's get back where we were, you know. And then everyone just all of a sudden every time picks up their slack, picks up each other's slacks, refrags. Penny again with his plays allows us to pull audibles and allows us to basically come clutch every single time. So I think it's just a confidence and trust in one another that allows us to just stay where we're at in such a top tier area.
I think there was definitely some nerves at first, for the first like preseason and things like that. But I think as we've all gotten really comfortable with each other, and there's these situations that can be really nervous, but knowing, I guess it's kind of tied to it, but like our mental, as far as like, I know a lot of teams can get really frustrated with each other and really angry, and how they let that out can be kind of toxic, and like it can make players like be scared to perform, or to not perform, but to be a little risky with plays, or to do things, and they all of a sudden kind of turn really passive instead of being aggressive, which you definitely got to be at this higher tier. So I think knowing that, you know, having that comfort of knowing like, hey, if I mess up, my team's not going to be like super livid with me or livid at all, but like we're all cool with each other, and we know we're going to make mistakes, and it's okay to make mistakes, and you know, we can talk about them and we can go over them, but it's not going to be this like big thing where people are like super mad at me or whatever. So I think having that comfort and knowing that can help us perform a lot better.
Yeah, it was definitely going to be a follow-up question, and maybe you can expand on this proof too. But it's just, you know, like, how do you guys deal with loss? Was kind of one of my things I wanted to ask, because you guys have lost in the past. You know, you're not an undefeated team like some of these squads are. So like, what is the process there?
I mean, with loss, it's always just like a learning experience, you know. I mean, there are some negative things you can take from it, but you got to turn those negatives into a positive. Like if once we take a loss, we kind of just, you know, get in VC hop and a chat together, just, you know, reflect on what we could have done. If this live stream, you know, look through that stream, just see at what points, what things went wrong, and how we can improve on it in scrims and stuff.
Now we are out of the virtual world into the real world. Let's maybe redo introductions, because people certainly don't know who they're talking to right now because of the beauty of VR, I suppose. But let's start with you, Juice, on my left, technically, and then we'll go Penny, and then through the rest. So fire away.
Yeah, I'm Juice, captain of Eternity / owner.
Penny Packer, IGL.
I'm Proof.
I'm Ace, Link Watch, I guess.
I'm Proxy, shoot person.
Awesome. Thanks again for taking the time to sit down now on cam and chat a bit more about the game of Breachers with me, and kind of what you guys want to see change, what maybe you would change if you had the power in the game of Breachers, and maybe also a little bit about the mid game, because we do have a resident shotgun expert, dare I say, on hand here. And Penny, I've been circulating this message around in all of my interviews. I talked to Dead Stop, to Acer, and I'm trying to get some feel for the shotgun, but no one's giving me the answer I want. So what is your opinion on this shotgun in the mid game? Because it's not a fluke at this point. I think people can pretty safely say that you're effectively utilizing it in the mid game.
Yeah, I think I love the shotgun. I think it is a great kind of mid-tier weapon. I'm kind of one that would pull it out if we win our first round. If I don't want to go like full Vezin or I don't have enough for a full Vezin. We've got another player that can go full Vezin, and the map permits it. I'll get a shotgun. There's definitely really so far that I've found, and I think people are going to find more and more spots, but the spot that you're playing really dictates if you're going to be able to use that shotgun or not. Obviously, people are finding out about the one on factory, 3rd floor, by the storage. There's a nice little corridor where lots of different rooms, lots of close quarters. And I think as long as you can get that barrel a few inches from them, you're good to go. But as soon as you get a little further out than that, you're rolling the dice. So it can definitely be tough, but as long as you've got a spot that you know you're going to be sitting and it's close quarters enough, you can definitely pull it off and do really well and not have to have the greatest aim because you just got to get at the chest and you're good to go.
Yeah, and speaking of the mid game, maybe even the early game a little bit, let's get around and get everyone's favorite pistol to utilize here. And it's not maybe a hard answer, but I'm curious if there's any Taurus lovers out there on the Eternity side or not, or if we're all just Spectral all the way down here. And Juice, we'll start with you. What's your preferred starting pistol kits?
It's Spectral. I tried Taurus many times, but I'm awful. And then if my aim is bad with the Spectral, I'm going Cyclone just to give me support with my shaky wrist I have.
Okay, not a surgeon over there is what we're saying.
No.
Okay, Penny.
I'm definitely Spectral as well. I've also tried the Taurus, and I think it's just for basketball terms out there, it's like live and die by the 3. You're living and dying by that Magnum, or sorry,
Taurus.
What's it called?
Taurus.
Thank
Don't even. it's fine. You don't even buy it. I get it.
Yeah, and it really is a lot more money, so you do miss out on some util items. And early round, those util items can be pretty huge. So it's real risky.
Yeah. Who do I have next? Proof.
I've been kind of digging the Taurus lately, but like it just really depends on like what side it is or what side I'm on. Like if I'm on defense, I'm most likely gonna be using the Taurus, but on attack it's always the cycle or the Spectral. I mean.
Okay. Ace, what's your preference?
I'll use the Taurus on like save rounds and stuff, but I love the Spectral. I have to use it on pistol rounds.
Okay. And Proxy?
I'm a Spectral guy.
Okay. So to this point, too, now we can kind of get into maybe some theory crafting, so to speak. What would you guys want to see changed in the game of Breachers? I mean, and especially for me, at least, my curiosities around the mid game, because I feel like we lose a lot, or don't really even have in some cases a mid game, at least in the meta, at a high level. What are your guys' sort of thoughts on that? With as around SMGs and other options other than just a Spectral and a Vezin, which seems to be the core of almost every competitive player.
Yeah,
Well, there's one, but I'll leave it to Penny.
Well, you want to say yours, bro? I got a whole list, bro. I documented in a Google Doc.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they need to increase the assault rifles, price, so it allows people to have to utilize the SMGs a little bit more. Because if whoever wins the first round, it's pretty given that they're going to win the second round unless their pushes are not as strong and they give up that Vezins because they're going to all force buy, as many people will.
Welcome everybody to the Breachers VRML. My name is Nightfire with 2 E's. I'm joined by my co-caster Heritage. How are you doing today, Heritage? We are in for a big matchup with Eternity versus Infinity this afternoon.
Yeah, good evening, Nightfire. We are in for a sibling rivalry, Eternity versus Infinity. I do believe they have branched off, but back in Origins, these used to be together. Now they're basically separate. One team is just basically staying in that top tier looking at Eternity and Infinity, they're even though siblings, they have done pretty well for their overall standings. And I will say, I think we could cut to the matchup page a little bit, and I think if we look at overall, I think Eternity has done a little bit more better with that 67% win rate. I think games. Eternity going 6-3 compared to Infinity's even up 4-4, and it could a little bit represent in a little bit of a curveball. We could probably see a potential 2-0, but anything could happen.
Yeah, it's I think, what do the connoisseur votes have to say? I haven't taken a look.
It's 36-9. Most of the community's voting for Eternity, and it does make sense. They've been a lot more consistent compared to a lot more top tier teams. I believe, even though it does look like they're starting to crack a little bit because they lost to Havoc, they lost to Aspect, which makes sense because they went from being Aspect and Havoc were a lot more seen as tier 2s, and now losing to them, I do believe it kind of looks like that Eternity is starting to kind of lose that momentum. So it could be fully even, or we could still, along with the connoisseurs, could still maybe see that expected 2-0.
Definitely, we are seeing teams starting to grow and get better, over the course of this season. Especially now as we get into week 10, we're getting into the weeds of the top 8. And really, it seems like, I don't know how you feel, Heritage, but it feels like at least all of the teams in the top 8, maybe even top 10, can really compete with each other to some degree. I feel like at any point one of those teams could be winning a matchup.
Yeah, that top 8, it's just, I think the MMR difference is close too. All of them are only separated by like 50 elo. So I think, just one match could just basically take over that entire scoreboard.
Just waiting on the lobby to fill up, and we'll be jumping into map 1 between Infinity and Eternity. And oh boy, that's going to be a tough. Just having the ease at the end is going to be a tough one to break away in my mind. But we'll get there over the course of what we're hoping for is 3 maps, but maybe we'll be done in 2, depending on where these teams go and how they shake up. I'm curious what sort of strats you think we're going to see come out this afternoon. I mean, Eternity definitely come in with, I feel like, an organized playbook in mind.
Yeah, Eternity has done a lot of practice inside of Preacher itself. They've done a lot of internal scrims. I do believe they have had players, or they had, I think, like one player just record their scrim, just go over VOD review, and that kind of establishes a main org. And we're not going to also count out Infinity because I believe the only difference by stand is by one single team, which is Wicked. And even though it's a very minimal difference, 10 MMR, but yeah, Infinity is I think they're starting to, not sure if they lacked, or I think if they ride momentum, they are. So they are around. So they're on a 1-game win streak compared to the recent loss that Eternity had last week. But I do believe the last time Infinity was on stream was with Bob, and that was against Devour, which is a pretty new team.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit more questionable in terms of performance, but we're waiting on just one player on Eternity, as our first map is Skyscraper, and I do think that is a little bit of an interesting pick.
Yeah, tell me why. What's your thoughts on Skyscraper with both of these teams? My kind of initial impressions of the map are that you need at least 1 or 2 rounds on offense, and that's enough to get you sort of in shooting range of a win on the map.
It is a bit interesting because I do believe that Infinity has a little bit of a lower win percentage on Skyscraper. I think that difference being, actually no, they're kind of even, I believe, if I'm actually looking at this. But in terms of, I think, round win percentage, that is in favor of Eternity.
Yep.
I think I can't look at it because I think it's a 10% difference.
Yeah, it's 8%, and it's both their worst map. Interestingly
that's
enough.
interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
It is a bit, so it's a bit awkward because Infinity opted to start as defense. which maybe they just kind of want to, because it does make sense. Because a lot of teams that start on offense, maybe they fall under this, false sense of hope that, oh, we just got like 1 round, 2 rounds. All we just gotta do is just win a couple, but eventually you're gonna make some type of mistake on the Revolter side, and essentially you might just give them a couple like 2 or 3 rounds, which is very, very hard to come back from, especially if they have momentum.
Yeah, the way the economy works, the way snowballing works, the momentum, a big factor, and definitely something you got to keep your eyes out for in the game of Breachers. If you are a new team or just joining in, we've got a bunch of new folks that have been coming into the VRML as of late, and that could be in part to the fantastic in-game branding that we're getting from our partner, Triangle Factory. We really do appreciate them as developers and bringing us this great game and ultimately helping drive more folks in. And if you are new, welcome in. Please hit that subscribe button. We've skyrocketed over 1,100 subs already. And I think we could probably do 1,000. I mean, maybe end of season Heritage 1,500. I think it's in the cards. I think it's something we can push for. I know the postseason is going to be super hype. We can finally start thinking about it. We can actually start thinking about that postseason Heritage. I know it's like been so long, literally 10 weeks of like, I don't even worry about it. Don't think about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it now. Now the weeks matter.
Yeah.
I think roster lock's coming up soon.
Yep. Yeah, you're right.
We have remember, I'm a caster, don't say this. We do have quote unquote qualifiers on the way.
Yep.
And I think I said it back in preseason, but I've always said regular season doesn't matter, but when it gets to postseason, that's I call it the silly season, because a lot of stuff happens during that.
It's the exciting time. We get into that qualifying stage, the round robins, the finals, all of that culminating in the competition for what is over a 9,000 in cash and hardware prize pool. There's definitely a good bit on the line with the gun skins that are in development now that you'll be able to earn by playing in-game. And very interested to see what we get out of the top teams, because, man, it has just been a brawl lately. We're seeing squads that I figured would really just kind of dominate the top taking these losses. Infinity getting tied with Devour, I think, is a big upset in a lot of ways. Devour is that team with that Phil has just jumped on.
It's the same thing with Aspect as well.
Yeah, I agree.
don't think anyone expected them to. They were seeing Aspect, formerly older guys. They've had this really kind of rough season, and then all of a sudden something clicked, and now they're winning against these tier 1 teams, and it's like, where has this team been all along?
Where did your coordination come from? Where did this has it just been aim training? Has it been the scrimmages? Has it been practice that's gotten you there? I don't know what it is, but we're into the action for round number 1 on map number 1 on Skyscraper. On defense, we have Infinity. On offense, we have Eternity. Don't get the two EYs confused. They are different teams, okay? And core rosters coming in from both squads, so should be a full force battle. I was looking at the rosters thinking that Pennypacker might not be on the roster right now. And actually, are they on? Is Mindbaker Pennypack? I can't tell.
No, that's
another roster player. So they don't have their quote unquote team leader, their strategist on the roster this afternoon for map number 1, and maybe Penny just isn't comfortable on Skyscraper. Who knows? Maybe that's the reason why they picked Skyscraper, because they have a bit of a different roster that's more comfortable on this map. We'll have to see how it shakes out for them as we do get ready for this setup push. But I don't know, Heritage. I feel like that could be a bit of a impact on the overall organization of the team.
Yeah, if you lose your IGL or main. But it could be a little bit of a couple of calls. Someone else is going to have to take initiative of what type of plays are going to happen. As we do get a little bit of an early engagement in between Jester and Ace. But overall, it's a little bit more of stalling on the side of Eternity. Compared to what I've seen back in the other weeks. I think they just want to make a lot more progress before they actually try and hit the sites. Because this site in particular, most teams right now will try to clear out server room And once they have that, they'll just try and make attempts to clear out this B side as Juice falls, as that's gonna be the first blood for Dolphin. First pick of the series, as she's been able to catch a lot of players off guard. Yes, down to a 5v4.
Dolphin on the backside. They're going to drop back and continue to hold that angle. Evil Jester tucked into this corner here. The nade that was thrown into B site, catching nobody, and B site fully stocked with defenders. GTZ links everyone here. They seem very aware that this is a server room push, and with that wall open, it's the indicator, and in comes one. Double kill comes through, and a nade dropped from Ninja Tim. That picks up 2 more, just like that. It's the ace alone on the stairs against 4 defenders from Infinity, and the Taurus will connect from GTZ onto the ace. Out the gate, Infinity strong there.
Yeah, I think a lot. Eternity kind of glued themselves towards that site, with Infinity being a lot more spread out. But that was that double kill coming in from Ninja Tim with that grenade single-handedly. I think kind of shifted that round. Eternity was more focused on trying to get that execute, and because once you had that EMP on that wall, because I will argue that that site there is a little bit sketchy for Revolters, because you don't get to have a lot of retake opportunities. But now we get a little bit of a more enforcer-sided bomb sites, where it's, for those that know about it, it's the window sites. Those are kind of easy to take, but maybe it's gonna change the course of it. But so we do get a little bit of a half buy coming in from Infinity, as we do see 2 Vezins up on the field, so they are gonna try and go for a anti-eco strat.
Yeah, it's a big investment, and one that Eternity should be planning to push into, especially at this sort of meta stage, at this tier, when you're in the top 8. You know, teams invest big in these moments because they can execute. You know, they have the skill set, they have those the trust in their teammates to hit those shots, and oftentimes the confidence because they've played so much. And so the investment even more dangerous at a higher level, I guess, in my opinion. But it also does hold that same risk, where if you lose that rifle, you're putting it into the hands of other skilled shooters. And an interesting sort of reserve strat here from Eternity that gets them a longer hallway and a bit of a half cover here if they want to crouch behind this table and take shots down the long hallway and overwatch their team. I don't think I've seen that wall opened before to push this site.
Yeah, they want to clear out a couple of lurks, because Skyscraper is, you know, a roamer's best friend.
Oh yeah.
As I'm not sure if we got that on stream, as you know, Dolphin took a couple of steps off that stairway. So, and I think no one from the Revolter sides, I haven't seen it in a while, but I think it's starting to become this kind of norm. It's that wall right there, if you open it, it's good for flank watch, as well as trying to play for long distance, as that's the Vezin gone. That's going to be the Vezin retreat for Eternity. So we are going to be, as now Eternity has that full advantage. They have an extra player and that Vezin to work with, as they're going to be setting up for the bathroom, as Taurus shot, nade toss, knockdown, able to knock down Proxy to 14 HP. No, able to get stun for a while, so I think a little bit going to be back in the fight for a little bit, but 1 minute 30, wall's going to fall.
Opening up B site here and getting ready to push in through the bathroom. And yeah, so much gained from just 1 kill. Can they find any more is the question, as Evil Jester will take out Mindbaker. Proof goes down, and Ninja Tim over the top. And a quick flash, Eternity's down to 3. A 3v4, though, and a rifle still in the hands of Proxy. Maybe even an eco opportunity for the Eternity team to hold on to that rifle and not necessarily push in to the 3v4, but that doesn't seem to be the idea, with Juice here getting inside the objective space and has pushed inside B room.
This Link's able to find first onto Proxy. It's down to a 3v2, but Ace is actually able to find Jester, and but Juice is able to find Ninja Tim as well. So now we're back to fully even, but the Vezin is going to be still in play. But that Vezin is right in the open. So Infinity are kind of in a bad situation right now. They only have Spectrals to work with, as Ace is actually able to push on his way through wall. If he's able to just push into this room free of charge, and just let Juice do the killing with that single Vezin, that's basically free for them. But
Uh-oh.
somehow Juice dies with it as it's down to a 1v1. Lynx versus Ace. Ace is gonna try and swing it and gets the kill, and we are tied 1-1 on this map. Vezin retrieved as well. So that's gonna be a big eco boost for Eternity.
Yeah, that's a big comeback. Oh, they don't get the plant, so that's a little bit of cash missed out on. But taking that rifle through to the next round, taking the round win off of round 2, your Infinity team's hurting now because they've invested so much cash to that last round that they can't full buy here. So they only get 3 rifles to the comparably full kit that's going to be coming in from the Eternity side. And yeah, this is... That right there is already a good foot in the door, but now they really have a chance to go in the lead on offense on Skyscraper and start things 2-1 because they have, right now, a very strong advantage, even on the utility, too. You're seeing health syringes and smokes, flashes. Oh, actually, Ace is throwing an eco, so they're doing a little bit of, well, that's because they carried the rifle through, so they have at least a little bit of an insurance policy if they lose here.
Yeah, they have a lot of fallback to work with, and even though it's a very defender-sided map, so they don't have a lot to worry about compared to Infinity, where they had to try and take a couple of rounds. And if we look at the overall utility placement for Infinity, they kind of want to fortify this type of lounge play, as all 3 windows outside of lounge is actually going to be broken. Drone is going to be able to spot out 1, or actually able to get live, so it's able to get so much info right before it's taken down. Nade toss. Jester's gonna get down to 28 HP as they're able to play for a lot of util and potentially, you know, buy a lot of time. They're able to take a lot of this space inside a lounge as what a tap from Juice, able to get Jester as Ace finds a pick of his own. 5v3 smoke toss inside of hallway as 8 is mostly open for them. All they have to do is just take the space. The only defender that they have to mostly worry about is GC and Dolphin. Utilities toss, Nade as well. Now they're gonna have to back up for a while.
Proof catches Dolphin trying to rotate and some shots to their back. GTZ getting suppressed in, and Eternity's trying to get the EMP up against the wall. Proxy has it there against that box now, and they'll be able to drop back and cover that from outside, maybe even from the window, as we have Mindbaker battling still onside site and trying to keep this defense from pushing in for the retake, which we are on for now. A minute long is the timer here, and Eternity are battling back the full force of the Infinity team as Dolphin is left alone on a bit of a flank. Maybe we'll be able to catch at least 1 or 2 here if they're if they find the right people.
I think Ace might have that kill, and he does. It's 1-2. We get that second round on Enforcers. So Eternity are looking super strong right now.
They really are. They're coming in clearly focused, and I guess that speaks to that interview too. You know, we had that running in the pre-show. The impression I got when I talked to him is that this team is very focused. You know, if anything, they're increasing their focus a little bit. You know, especially after maybe some of the recent losses they've suffered. You know, in that discussion, they were talking about getting social media manager, really kind of leaning into their team and creating more of a brand around Eternity, which I love to see. But you need to win to make that brand valuable, right? And so they're coming in today looking for a W.
Yeah, and they want to try and close it out. You know, connoisseur votes. That's like 3 times the votes compared to Infinity. So, you know, there's obviously a lot of pressure for them. Yeah, maybe I know that a lot of people in VRML, they get a little bit whiny when their team doesn't win. They like to brag about their connoisseur votes. But
it's important stuff, Heritage. Okay, the record means a lot.
No, my virtual points. No. Anyways, we do get back to the exact same site we've seen back in round 1. As they're gonna be Eternity are actually gonna drop from radio, so we are gonna expect a little bit of a more quick play. A smoke's gonna be tossed, able to conceal hallway. As Link's able to find 1 with that single Taurus, but Proof's able to make his way inside the site, able to get the second, able to get 3. That is the site for Eternity. They're gonna be able to get that EMP plant, and all Jester and Dolphin could do is just wait and have to play for retake.
A really good shift in pace. You know, when you're on that offensive side, that's the one advantage you really do get. is that you're able to set the pace as Ace catches Dolphin on the roam and leaves it all to Evil Jester, who's going to peek around with a Taurus and get picked off by Proof in the corner. And, I mean, it's been slow rounds for the last 3 rounds. I mean, I would say arguably, not slow, but methodically paced, as we say. Slow is the the short terminology, but and right there they just sped everything up. Heritage, they went full force, full swing right into the objective room, basically out the gate. And I think that's just good high level play in my opinion. You switching the pace up like that.
Yeah, and it has to do a lot with conditioning as well. Eternity have been playing so slow to the point where Infinity just waited.
Yeah.
And it did work a little bit in their favor. They've been able to navigate it into the 1v1s, 1v2s. But now all Eternity have to do is just flip that switch, and all of a sudden they're playing quick. And guess how many they have alive? They have 4 alive by the end of round 4, and that's how much you could just play mind games with the other team.
I mean, their economy now completely in control. They got everything squared away for the next couple of rounds as we do get closer to the end of this first half of map 1. And, well, the connoisseurs definitely saw, at least, that Eternity were going to come in strong this afternoon, but I wasn't sure. The record wasn't showing me it, and we're definitely seeing Eternity battling up against Infinity, a team that is not no slouches over on Infinity. These guys are good shooters, organized players. This team can beat some solid squads, and yeah, it's just definitely a very focused Eternity squad coming in as Ninja Tim will open up. Was that a nade under the door blocker?
Yeah, you could just bounce. Oh, it is a
yeah.
roll. Oh, I know. They opened the door
they
blocker,
opened
then toss it. They try to reduce the risk of accidentally knocking it off, but they're doing good right now. They have a good start. They're able to take down a player before that first minute passes. And all they have to do is wait. They've done enough damage to a point where Eternity had to play a little bit slow and try to, neutralize this type of situation by playing for picks. So as long as they're just able, as Infinity just hold still and just defend, and while all of this is happening, they'll be able to get their second. But time's on the essence here.
Yeah, and I really actually like what Lynx did there with those door blockers. They set them up in very forward positions so that they would disrupt the pace of Eternity and force them to either go into risky positions or play slow. And Eternity ultimately do end up slowing things down when they run into those door blockers, but with a quick kill there, the evens things out 4-4, and it is a full buy round for Infinity, so they're coming in with the full kits up against this offense, and Dolphin will spring a trap on the back end, catch another. They've been really effective at times on that roam, and there's a good pop down the stairs to, again, disrupt the pace of Eternity.
Yeah, it's down to a 4v3. A Dolphin doing the usual lurk places, and it's buying so much time for Infinity, as all the rest of the players have to just defend site. But I'm not sure if they realize that there's already progress made for Eternity. They have the bridge foam on the bathroom walls and Reboot falls, but Ace is not there. He's the only one with a frag grenade to actually try and clear out a couple of spaces that GTC is able to find Juice. But if Mindbaker drops, is able to find Lynx, but he drops for any reason. That's the EMP down. It's all on Ace in that forced 1v3. He has to worry about Dolphin, who's on that flank.
What?
Able to find Ninja Tim, trying to crawl through the window, but through the wall is going to be GTC to get that round win for Infinity.
Yeah, it's just, again, good map knowledge, high-level play. They know that when those shots were fired, they came through the window. They know where to shoot on that wall to make bullets go out that window, and it takes a while to vault. The animation of vaulting is 1 or 2 seconds, and if you're stuck in that animation with bullets coming through a wall, you're pretty much toast. And so really good play there, good read on the Infinity side, and we could be destined for an even first half here on Skyscraper, which I do think still puts Eternity overall at an advantage.
Yeah, and they spent a lot of utility, but now they're gonna have to try and do it again, because this round they have to try and tie it, because if they go 4-2, it's not gonna look good for them, because it's kind of implying that they can't lose the next pistol round. They do, they're gonna lose. Their economy is gonna break.
Yeah.
And with this type of economy compared to like a lot of other titles, it's gonna hurt you a lot more than anything. You're guaranteed to lose like the next round if you don't pay attention.
Yeah, it's I mean, guarantee is questionable now though, because we did go 1-1 already in this first map, and so I guess that's the beauty of the late weeks, right? As well, is that you do get these really close matchups, and maybe we'll start to see more 1-1s out of pistol sets. But regardless, it is definitely a close battle this afternoon. Both of the endless teams are doing a good job of battling against each other and maybe trying to make this game endless and go the full round capacity that we can possibly go in a series.
Eternity definitely hates these roamers because all they did was just clear out second floor. Not even on the same hallway or site. They just cleared out a broadcaster room.
It makes
Trying to clear out Dolphin. It doesn't make sense because
Yeah.
they've died multiple times to it.
Yeah.
But they have to realize that it's actually on the other floor. I do believe that drone's going to be able to spot it. So they do know where Dolphin is. As now they have to worry about that pressure. But she just bought so much time that now Eternity has to play against the clock.
time and resources, and they try and rotate around, but hear another drone coming for them, and this is Eternity putting the full force of their team into eliminating Dolphin on the roam. They're not even bothering going for the objective right now. There's breaching foam coming in on this top floor to open up the wall so that Dolphin has less coverage, and they kill Dolphin. I mean, there's something called double teaming in the game of basketball where you put more, you put more than one defender up against an opponent, and so there's two people covering one person. That was all 5 players on the hunt for Dolphin on that top floor, and they found Dolphin, eliminated the roaming threat, get another kill through the hatch because now they have control of the upper floor, and the push comes in from Eternity. Another kill coming through, and Ninja and GTZ are all that's left of this Infinity squad.
Yes, GTC is the only lone defender on that B site. He falls, that's site for free, and it's going to be a force to retake for Ninja Tim. Proximity alarm's going to ring, and GTC falls. That's going to be site. They're able to try and fully compensate this flashbang toss, and it's all down to Ninja Tim. Mindbreaker is on fire and immediately dies to it as it's juiced to start for the plant, as it's all on Ninja Tim in 1v3. He has to go for this. He cannot eco. This is the final round before we swap sides.
Juice having a
Trying
tough
to make his
time
way through hallway.
finding that plant site, and oh, there's Proof finding the final kill of the first half. It goes 4-2, and they don't need the plant. I guess you really don't, right? Especially in the last round, you just need that last kill to get yourself the round win.
It's good training. It's good training. Come
That's
on.
true. That's true.
If I could beat, I wonder what's the fastest time we've seen plants, because I just want to see we go from point A to point B immediately.
Yeah, that's interesting. What is the fastest you can? That's the question, right? Because there is sort of a limitation
There is a
on
limit, yeah.
the overall
But
actual speed, but it's
I think the knob turning is. I feel like a lot of people practice that because
where
it's. I just like to do it in bot lobbies.
Oh, okay.
Because a lot of people like those 2 ticks. So it does make sense. But anyways,
Sure.
Infinity starting on offense, they're down by 2 rounds, and from what looks like, they're actually gonna burn a lot of their economy on grenades, which is a little bit interesting. And Ninja Tim going with that. I think that's a flashbang. Yeah, that's a flashbang
Yeah.
plus drone combo. But it's actually gonna be for. I think they're trying to set up for radio.
Yeah, this could be a full force swing. Drone work coming in. A wary team could be sitting here listening outside these windows, but the Ace doesn't feel the need to be that close to defend, and ultimately those windows go down, and as they try and work into radio, they lose a touch of health there and now lose a player. Ace catches the hip of Evil Jester, and they'll go down. There's the potential for that utility they had to come out, but it does get scooped up quickly. And there's even more utility on the ground here. They've got, I think, what is that, breaching foam there on the edge that they've also bought and thrown?
On top of the railing?
Yeah.
Oh, that is. I think you are just looking at a gun.
Oh, okay. Oh, the ammo. Yeah, you're right.
Come on, Nightfire. Those kids are getting to you.
I know. Yeah, they are. You're right, dude. They are.
It's a pink spectral. I mean, I see how you can mistake it, but You can see GTC and Ninja Tim a little bit change of plans as actually Proxy gets smoked from that vent area. Dolphin with that flank able to find the pick, but we are back to fully even 3v3 as actually as the side of Infinity actually have a lot more utility to work with. Nade is going to be charged, be able to buy a lot more time. That Nade's going to be able to kill Ace. It's down into a 1v2, but Mindbaker from that cross able to shut him down. Now 5-2 here on Skyscraper.
That was a big hold from the trio of Eternity and Mindbaker outside. I mean, that's just a good, solid spot to be because you're really safe from all that nade tossing. No one's trying to throw a grenade outside the doorway from that objective space, you know? And so ultimately, it's a pretty nice spot to stand and then cover that entry. And so Mindbaker really finds a bunch of kills as that team tries to push in from the server, and both squads coming in focus today here. I mean, that was a very much a coordinated effort from the Infinity squad. They tried to work their way around that offense. They found a couple of kills roaming around on that backside, and ultimately the breach looked in sync, but just a good hold. Again, Eternity coming to play this afternoon and going up 5-2 starts things nicely for them. They're going to go and invest partially, not fully. They're only going to buy one rifle, which is interesting too, because they understand they have a little bit of a room to work with.
Yeah, they kind of they spend a lot more on utility. I feel like that's one of the main things compared to Infinity is that Eternity will just use they buy like, you know, static field door blockers rather than just trying to spend their money on just pure gun skill. I'm not sure if that's just pure disrespect, but I think I just saw I'm not sure if that came from the team, but I just saw a syringe being tossed at Dolphin. I'm not sure if that came from Infinity or that was just pure disrespect from Mindmaker, but there's a little bit of a couple of gunfights.
I would imagine
Nade's toss. Oh, I almost saw a little bit of a fumble, but that's gonna buy a lot of time. As now, I'm not sure if Ninja Tim realizes, oh, he's actually going to be swinging on this. Proxy, it will do it, but Juice, the Lord and Savior for Proxy, able to get two off as they try to enter that window and immediately shut down. As now Infinity are a little bit more lost on what they do. They've tried to do a lot of these pushes and ended up not working out. As GTC trying to exchange a couple of shots, but they burn a lot of time.
Yeah, they really have, and GTZ there relegated to the roof where they'll be safe but unable to really do a whole lot as there's a few other players scattered about the field here. Lynx maybe about to run in to the back of Proxy, but they're just a touch too slow as Proxy rotates out of those stairs, and Lynx won't find that flanking kill they were hoping for. Proxy may even in fact roam into another kill here where Dolphin has been patiently waiting, and maybe Proxy will run into Dolphin's trap.
We are playing a game of who presses on the dumb stick first. Place your bets. GTC is actually able to find Mindbaker, but immediately gets shut down by Proxy. He actually walks all the way, and it's all down to the roamer to do the job. 1-4, able to find Proxy, but no, actually does have a health syringe. So now it's a little bit, just a tiny bit favorable. But it's a 1v3, 1 minute left. There is a Vezin on the other team. There's not much you could do. A static field is blocking the reach of that EMP, and we are facing map point for Eternity.
Yeah, it is up to Dolph to try and clutch things yet, but it may not be the easiest task, like you said, going up against a well-kitted, well-resourced defense that even saw Dolphin rotating, and so I imagine Ace is dialed in, ready, and waiting, and there's the audio transmitter. Ace rotates out and finds the kill with a slice of health left, but finds it. And Eternity do go to that map point, 6-2 out the gate. This is the Eternity you kind of would expect to go up against Aspect, right? But whether it's Aspect that just gave them a tougher time, or it was the map, or just the day for Eternity, or the day for Aspect, who knows? But Eternity definitely are coming into this first map focused and not making it easy for really a whole lot of rounds to get locked in by the Infinity squad. 6-2, this is just map 1 if you're tuning in. Quick look at the KDs. We can see the Ace has breached the double digits, taking 8 rounds, but they're into the 11 marks. Everyone else on Infinity is finding kills, but not a lot over there, Heritage, in comparison to that double-digit ace. Juice at 9, Proof at 7. The top killer for Infinity is GTZ with 7 in comparison. So that cash also not coming in. So there's not a lot of resources going into this Infinity team, and ultimately they are going to have a tough time with a partial buy, the 4 rifle and a Taurus coming in for their what could be final round of map 1.
Yeah, we're looking at that scoreboard. If we do press tab, I like to call it my favorite segment of who hasn't touched grass. Do a little bit there. Juice is actually able to find one off of Lynx, as Nate's gonna be popped well. As Eternity are just having the strongest hold here on Skyscraper. As they haven't set one there, but Jester's actually able to find one with the Taurus. If he's just able to somehow manage to grab that door. Oh, but there's a door blocker in the way, so that Vesent's gonna be out for a while. But they do have it, retrievable Vesent, but that's in the open. And first line of defense, if Jester does want to peek this, is gonna be Juice. Oh, please stand up, Jester. Please stand up. Please get the frag.
No, it's gonna be Juice that stands up, and they'll find the double kill through the hole in the wall, and Dolphin will be alone in a 1v4 on map point, so no option to save Eco or hold on to this rifle here and make it have any more value than it already does. They need to pull on a big 1v4 clutch, and it's not impossible. We've seen things like this done before in high-level league matches, but it is definitely going to be tough within a team that's locked in like this, coming in from Eternity. They don't even have the EMP in hand, an indicator that they're not necessarily focused on trying to get a plant and force a retake. And they have to get rid of this window, which is cautiously guarded by the Ace, and Ace won't leap out looking for the kill. They will certainly blind fire, though, and Dolphin will maybe reassess trying to push that window through, but minute 20 on the clock. They got plenty of time to run all the way around the map of Skyscraper.
Yeah, they're able to run all the way, but they have to retrieve that EMP as well, which is actually well defended. Actually, no, that's actually fully open by Sky, the A window.
Yeah.
That's retrievable, but I think there's gonna be a little bit of crossfire as long as Ace just holds that window angle. Dolphins gonna try and push through. A little bit of a crouch walk, but that head's gonna be visible for a little bit. Gets actually able to get by, but makes a couple of footsteps.
Definitely fortunate.
40 seconds left.
Double eyes there watching out that window, and they do get all the way to the EMP, a rifle they don't need, maybe a little bit extra ammo just in case, and a chance to vault right into A. 30 seconds left. Yeah, they got a vault, plant, and vault back, but Proxy sees it, and now the whole team's crashing. Proxy will find that headshot, and the map will go into Eternity's hands. I almost said Infinity. I almost got the which endlessness I was having to refer to. And it is Eternity that take it 7-2. Heritage, you sort of saw this coming, but it's definitely started with a good offensive set from them.
It definitely has. 2 rounds, it looked a little bit, okay, this looks kind of normal, but I knew something was a little bit up, and then we just saw, 3, 4, and once it was 4-2, it was basically the same Eternity that we've seen the entire season.
Yeah.
But looking at the overall scoreboard, 12-4, 12-3, we are entering double digits with both Ace and Juice. I do, and above that 3.0 KD.
Interesting.
Basically, the main standouts right there.
And look what we're doing here. Eternity are swapping back to offense. So what do you think? Do you think Eternity
maybe we get Hideout? Maybe, potentially. Maybe we could go Hideout. But I do believe if Infinity do this, it is their most preferable map. Oh my goodness, I'm right.
Love to see
but yeah,
it.
if we cut to the match page, overall win percentage, and I think it's a little bit interesting because their round wins does make sense. They do have a 60% round win, but it's not their highest percentage win. Their highest percentage win rate on a map is actually Ship, which I haven't seen a lot of play because it's a lot more newer map, and a lot of teams are like, nah.
Yeah.
But I think it's a little bit interesting that they went Hideout because I think this is kind of the second best for Eternity. Hideout, No, this is their
Third.
this is their most preferable map because they have a they have a beautiful 71% win rate with that 53% round win. So it's a little bit a disadvantage in that round win percentage, but it is very favorable in terms of stats for Eternity.
For Infinity have the 62% win rate.
Oh, do they?
Have the 53%.
Or am I looking at the wrong?
Dude, it's all.
Or
the
are
eye-
you
it's
looking
the
at
eye-
round win?
I'm looking at round win.
Okay.
Regardless, it's a map that both teams have plenty of rounds played on. 91 rounds played by Infinity, 74 by Eternity. They understand the map of Hideout quite well, and so we can expect that both teams are going to bring in some very focused strategies up against each other on Hideout, and I'm looking forward to that. A quick break before we do get back into the action to shout out our sponsors. We have a whole host of them that help support the VRML, and we really do appreciate that support. Those sponsors include HyperX. You're hearing them, you're seeing them, you're listening to them, clacking on the keys here on my end. They have a bunch of peripherals, and we really do appreciate their support. Fantastic products, durable, long-lasting, and obviously pretty high quality. You can get discount on your purchase right now by using code HXVRML23 at checkout, 15% off any purchase in the U.S. Please do that. We appreciate the support. We're also sponsored by Helga, the esports manager. If you join their Discord, you can get the first month of subscription service for free, and that subscription service recently just dropped in price by, I believe, 30%, so keep your eyes peeled on that if you're interested in subscribing or resubscribing after your first free month. We're also sponsored by ProTube VR. ProTube, a long-term sponsor of VRML, and you can get a discount on your favorite stock to help stabilize your aim in-game by using code ILOVEVRML at checkout. Again, that's code ILOVEVRML. I love my ProTube. I use it all the time. You should use yours. If you don't have one, you should buy one. We're also sponsored by VR Cover, another fantastic peripheral. They offer comfort options for any of your VR devices, face gaskets, padding, cloth covers, all sorts of different products, and we really do appreciate their support. Please do check them out. They have Quest 3 products coming out now. And last but not least, sponsored by, of course, Triangle Factory. Triangle Factory, the developers of the game of Breachers, and offering 2 in-game gun skins, one you can buy and one you can earn by being the top 8 team in your region. We got through it just in time, Heritage, for round 1 on Hideout, as we do have Infinity. Let me swap the teams on the defense again, and Eternity starting things off on the attack.
Yeah, so we do start out with that main floor bomb site. So Link's gonna be able to toss a nade a little bit short, so not kind of the expected grenade that Lynx would have hoped. But they are gonna encounter at least one defender before they're able to try and take control of Garage, which is mostly a lot of tier 1 preferred type of areas to go. As Juice is actually able to swing all the way through, as I'm not sure if Lynx is going to be able to expect it as it immediately falls. As Old Gravy is actually able to find one, but without the cost of dying through that wall. Where's the breaching foam? I'm not sure if they're going to start setting it up. They are going to set it up, but Nate's going to be tossed. Proof is able to get that stim up. Ninja Tim, I believe, from Laundry, able to find that pick. As it's down to a 3v3 GTC just on a sliver. So this one single tap from any gun will do it. But we're looking at a decent hold coming in from Infinity.
Yeah, that was both teams giving it all of the different strategies coming out there. The defensive retakes, the offensive pushes, the defensive hold on the flank, shutting down the flank. While that was all happening, that flank got shut down. This push coming through. Dolphins setting up for another one, a late-stage flank, I would say, as they're now rotating around. But Proof is still somewhat covering the rear, but there may be an opportunity to catch a kill or two here on the backside. Proof doesn't see this. Dolphin will only snag an elbow, and that's all they'll get. Dropping back and won't extend to get too aggressive. Another on-site goes down, and that's bad news because now no one's here to defend as Mindbaker scoops up the last one. Dolphin now has to really retake and push back into sight.
And Mindbaker actually goes down as that's going to be the EMP dropped. 67 HP for Dolphin. As I'm not sure if the good option is to try and play for retake here. As I'm not sure if Dolphin realizes that Proof is actually on half. So it's a little bit of a margin, but now the side's going to be fully open. EP's down,
Oh!
but without the cause as Ace lands a beautiful headshot to take the round win here for Eternity. Double stim as well, as that is free cash for Eternity. We go 1 on the board.
Yeah, that's a solid outcome on the Eternity side on offense for exactly what they needed off of a map 1 win. It actually has been, I think, we got to do the math, but it's probably now 6 or 7 unanswered points coming through on the Eternity side. Infinity have not scored in a couple of rounds ever since we swapped sides, and even before then. They have not been able to get these rounds on the board, and they've come close, certainly. They're fighting here. Like we said, they've got strategies in mind. They have retake strategies on the defense there. They're trying to counter push as a push is coming in, and ultimately it seems like a lot of chaos, but there is a lot of sort of high-level thinking in terms of where they're trying to go and what they're trying to accomplish with their moves. And so it's just 2 teams that really, again, understand this map quite well, because you look at their match history, they played it a ton, and it's 2 teams that know what they're doing on this map, fighting against each other. I expect a solid back and forth here. I don't think it's going to be any easy rounds for Eternity, but maybe I'll stand corrected, as we do see a partial investment on that rifle from Mindbaker, and they were the standout shooter in round 1.
As we do see, I think we may have a execute as they're able to clear out this balcony area. With just a single drone, they're going to try to clear out bottom and maybe get rid of potential roam, but especially on this site, it's not a good option, because it is just in a blink of an eye, your full site could just be taken like that as the drone comes in, actually able to clear out site for a little bit, as nade's going to be primed for GTC, as they are actually able to get sight for free for the side of Eternity. They're going to be able to start this plan.
Proxy is got it down already. There's a nice nade toss, though, a standard one that denies the EMP opportunity, but it's too late. On the back end, a connection from Dolphin with the Taurus, and Eternity are down to 3. The only advantage they have is the EMP plant and the rifle in the hand of Proof, who's able to push away these potential retakers. He chucks the rifle all the way. Oh, wow, look at, I mean, this is management. Proof says, I don't want the rifle on the forefront. You take it back there down the stairs. They pistol down 1, and now what is happening? Is Ace on the full rotate? They don't have time for this. Dolphin's going to stick the retake
that's
here.
free. That's free, and that's going to be the free defuse for Infinity.
Oh.
I think Ace is just going to be better off just saving that rifle. I think it just happened. I think that Ace expected Juice to just potentially defend that EMP while he tries to go up to that window and get a better angle, but in the midst of that, Infinity just push out, they get the frag, and now that's that point of no return. They aren't able to just win that round.
Eternity aren't in as bad a spot as Infinity were when this happened last map, meaning that Eternity lost the round that they invested big into, but they managed to get a plant and take the rifle out with them. So their investment comes with at least some bonus cash to the whole team, and so we do see the ability for them to still full buy this round. In comparison, still a partial buy on the side of Infinity even after a round win, and it's interesting bits of eco management there. And I guess I don't know if Ace was just ecoing the rifle and they were just saying, we've got the plant, take the rifle, that's enough. But it seems like a decently safe choice that they do make there. And I don't know if it was the right one, as that nade almost gets bossed by the Ace. It's hard to bowl these nades underneath these doors. It's harder than it looks, at least.
I mean, no, I mean, there's 2 different nades, but one of them is standing still, but compared to when you're moving. So it maybe they get a little bit confused as they do. Actually, somehow, I don't know why, but Infinity keep giving up garage for free, as now Prox is able to make this call that we're able to make some space inside of the map. You know, spam's coming in from that B site. As I think they're gonna be able to try and start setting this up, as that's gonna be the breach from there. Flashbang toss. Juice takes a lot of damage, immediately falls. Odegrave able to find Proof, but without getting refragged. Proxy takes a lot of HP, able to stand back up to get back in that fight. 4v3 in favor of Infinity. They're doing so strong on this hold right now. But the wallbang there almost finds GTC, has to back up, tucked into that corner. down to back to right where we started. No progress yet, as all Eternity did was just lose a couple players.
Foam is down. Mindbaker gets the rifle ammo in hand. Not sure what that push up in the garage was for, but they do. And Ace is just waiting for Dolphin to flank. Mindbaker catches a kill on site, and the push does come through as Proxy opens up the wall. A counter nade comes in. No, it's a smoke, interestingly enough, and it allows Mindbaker to swing the corner, but there's a kill from Lynx and Dolph that put Ace alone in a 1v3, and this could be Infinity taking 2 on defense on Hideout, which is definitely pretty solid.
Yeah, it's a 1v3, and hopefully we don't see a repeat of Skyscraper where they win 2 and it is just 7 unanswered. As now, it's just a lot of time, and at that point you might as well just hold the angle, just find at least one single pick, because that's all you can really do if you're Ace. There's a lot of Infinity is going to be able to play for Crossfire, and all you're going to do is just buy a lot of time. Ace is actually going to walk his way up towards Laundry. I think the first line of defense is going to actually be Ninja Tim.
Yeah, interestingly enough, and Ninja ready and waiting. Maybe they knew the EMP was down in the corner, or even if they didn't, Ninja had the angle covered, and they find a very nice kill there, and Infinity take the lead, go up 2-1, and we could be destined for 3 maps. I'm not saying that just yet, okay, but it definitely is the pace here that Infinity are setting on defense.
Hopefully, I really hope he didn't cast a curse, though.
I'm fine if I cast or curse people. I'll curse people all day. I don't care. If I have the ability to curse people, that's awesome. That would be really cool, but I don't think I do, and if I do, I will use it for evil. You can't stop me. As we do see, again, Infinity solidly up here, 2-1, and yeah, they definitely got Economy in control. Eternity definitely going on the eco, able to afford a Omen, but that's it, and that's kind of the dream, right? You get maybe a kill or 2 with the Omen, shut down a Vezin user because you're fortunate in close range, and then that Vezin gets carried in to your team. It's kind of like the 0 to hero run in a game like Escape from Ghosts of Tabor. There it is.
Mixed trash with utter trash. That's crazy. See a little bit of a drone play coming in from side of Eternity, so they're gonna be playing for a couple of info, but actually Ace is gonna fully drop from Skyline with just an Omen. I think it's a little bit interesting that there's been a little bit more Omen play, but not enough to fully affect rounds, as proof with that Spectral. Able to find one, but Dolphin and Lynx find a pick on 2 of their players. The Termites able to find one, but Ace with that Omen able to get the frag. Oh boy, that's a fumble nade, and he's gone. 3v1. It's all on it. Mindbaker with just the Spectral and full control of the map for Infinity.
Absolute panic from Ace there. Under fire, under pressure, trying to grab stuff. I don't even think they meant to detonate that nade. I think they're just trying to move it. And they end up triggering that nade and killing themselves. And not real. I mean, that could have been 2-2 because Ace could have picked Dolphin on the roam here. Then Mindbaker's got a rifle. Then you got 2 rifles versus 2 rifles. And it is the eco round doing way more work than it has any right to. Even with 2 kills, it's not a bad result for an eco round here. And Mindbaker could have, if they had the EMP, planted on B site, but the only reason that B site is not covered is because they found the EMP. And look at this defense, rightfully so, positioned all around the EMP, and there is not going to be any easy round here for Mindbaker.
And with just a Spectral and 1 minute left, and even if you try to attempt to play on it, all you're just going to deal with is a lot. It's actually a door blocker, so you don't have that opportunity to flank. You're going to have to fight along, like, right in front of their faces, and he's gonna run into another door blocker as well. Nowhere for Mindbaker to go, as all he's just gonna do is crouch walk all the way too long.
Infinity are clawing their way back into this series with a potential Hideout dub here with a nice early 2-1 lead. They're looking to extend that. They've got the round in control, and yeah, this is definitely a I don't know, maybe warmed up Infinity, refocused. I mean, they've certainly fought hard on Skyscraper, but they're definitely doing a lot better of taking it to the Eternity squad, it feels like, and really making it difficult for this Eternity team to get into comfortable positions.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to find some type of rhythm. They're able to make some like noises, opening up walls with breaching foams. But in terms of overall trying to push on the sides, they've only done it once and it worked out. Hence why they have that single round win. But overall, it just hasn't been working in their favor. They end up have more than 2 players alive for Infinity. As the clock runs down, we're gonna be facing 3-1. But Eternity are gonna have that rifles, so
Right.
we are gonna head into another rifle round.
Yeah, it's the eco management that sets Eternity up nicely for this round, but not necessarily the next one if they don't find a W here. So certainly a decent amount on the line for round number 5 in the first half of map 2. And Eternity, yeah, again, full buys from them, full buys on Infinity's side. Their economy well under control as they're in that 3-1 lead. And we go to the basement for the first time this afternoon. I mean, I feel like that's kind of a rarity in itself, Heritage. I feel like we go to the basement at least 2 or 3 times
Like
once,
once in a single map.
I don't know. I feel like I've been coming down here a lot lately with, but hey, it's all random, so it's you don't know where you're gonna go objective wise until it's chosen and the round starts. But yeah, we're down into the basement, and we'll see if Eternity can execute well on a push here. I haven't seen I don't know about a full buy round on basement in a while, but it is where we're at here for round 5, and the foam on B site. Drone work coming in, and Proxy trying to quickly follow that drone work, looking for an early pick, and they'll find the head of Lynx.
And that's gonna be Garage almost open. They're gonna have to deal with Old Gravy first. But Old Gravy's actually on the slitter. No healing syringe, so he's gonna be stuck inside of that corner. He tries to walk, or he takes. You could sneeze on Old Gravy, and he will die. As they're gonna be pushing in, Old Gravy finds one before he falls. Down to a 3v4. But there's only 2 defenders on side. Dolphin's actually be pushing up from that window, as now they're a lot more aware of where at least one player on Affinity is. Only GTC, but GTC, I was about to say GTC and Ninja Tim only on site, but now I'm pretty sure they realize that they have this site for free now. They're going to be able to start this EMP, and we're going to be forced into a post-plant 2v4 for Eternity.
Good read from Juice, recognizing that Dolphin likely to peek that corner. Almost pre-fired it, anticipating. Dolphin does find a nice kill there over the corner, and here comes a nade from Ninja just to assist in case they didn't find the kill on that backside. Proof with a gold hold through the doorway. Scoops up its Dolphin, and Ninja Tim's alone in a 1v3 on the retake. EMP planted, and this could be the second round for Eternity on the board in map 2.
And we go to the next round. I will say that they are going to be a little bit on that win bonus compared to Infinity, where they do have a lot more stable economy from those past 2 round wins.
Yeah.
Except for Old Gravy. He thankfully, hopefully, Dolphin knows how to buy for a teammate, and we could go into this last round. Okay, and we see another rifle round where it's fully even, but I think it's a lot more of how. I think all Affinity has to do is just decide maybe they've learned from Eternity and are able to place the util properly. Because I feel like as long as they have utility, they're able to stop some of these main pushes coming in from Eternity.
Yeah. Uh-oh, you don't want to disconnect on your last round in the first half, which has happened there to Eternity's side. Hopefully.
Damn it, Proof. Where'd he go?
There they are, back in time. And no bot, thankfully, for Eternity there on the start of the last round. This is a big one. Eternity take this 3-3 going into that half again. It's much like the momentum they'll be able to carry in, and then if they can take the pistol out, it's a lot of what ifs, so to speak. There's a lot of execution that needs to be done here on the Eternity side in particular, and it looks like they were at least somewhat interested in pushing towards that B site, but decided to back off. Now they're going to drone A. They need a little bit of a window broken there for the drone to go through, and as that does break apart. They will push in. Dolphin quickly eliminates that scouting drone. And not a lot of info gathered from the double drone investment. And ultimately, Eternity are just going to have to commit to breaching in and either pushing A or B side. I believe, I don't know, still, they're kind of wafting around, but I think maybe A is going to be the push.
Yeah, they're able to set up this breaching foam. All they have to do is just cross the door. There is a tripwire near that stairwell, so I will say be a lot more careful. But as usual, that's gonna get spotted. Please don't have tunnel vision. Okay, anyways, that's gonna work.
They're not gonna see him.
But please, I hope they did.
No.
All right. Okay.
Proxy.
Hopefully. As that's what? Oh, please. This could be the best thing I've seen. Oh my goodness, that is the worst flashback I may have seen in my life. Nate's toss, but hey, they're gonna get that post plant. As they do spot the tripwire. Okay. I told you, Nightfire. Down to a 5v5. After all that, it's gonna be fully even in a post plant too.
That's kind of crazy. I don't know if I've seen that 5v5 with the plant down in the top 8, no less. This should be interesting as Dolphin tries to push in and finds the full force of this defense here, ready and waiting. Proxy will peek the short corner. Ninja actually shutting down the aggression, but there's still 4 left holding down this defense. GTZ catches 1. They'll die for their transgressions. 3v2, and Vinny is picking apart the Eternity defense. Another kill. This time coming in from Old Gravy, Ninja Tim.
Oh, they have to worry about time. As Ninja Tim's actually able to find one, you have to deal with Ace, who is all the way on the balcony. They have to go for it. I don't even think Ninja Tim has time. That thing is ticking down, and I unfortunately don't think there is time. He has to stick it. No, there it is. And we are back to the start. 3-3 as we swap sides here. We're basically at 0-0, but it's first to 4.
0-0, first to 4. Round 7 kicking off as we swap sides, reset the economies, and get back into the pistol round. And again, always love this quote, and worth noting that, you know, these top teams do feel that the pistol round is the most even point that you get in a battle. You know, Heritaz, what are your thoughts on that pistol? I mean, it really is the great equalizer, right?
I feel like that rifle rounds make a lot more sense, but it does. I could see it from their perspective. It's everyone gets $800,
right? And
they can buy whatever. I will say that if you know how to use the Taurus, and that's a different story. Yeah. I know the Taurus Bible's out there. I know a lot of people are very religious to that.
Tourism, I think, is what I saw. Is what I saw it dubbed as.
I hate that I know who started it, and I just look at them like, what? I can't believe that it's actually the first ever in-game religion of breachers.
Where's the Maruiism? That's what I want to know.
We see players learning how to wallbang with the Marui.
Hey, it's a good tool. 5v5 still as 30 seconds have ticked down. No one wants to push B site. Proxy's here to defend, and they'll do their best to disrupt. So is Proof on the side, and chaos unfolds inside of Garage. Gravy will catch things and even things out to make it a 3v3, but a decent hold there from the Eternity squad to disrupt the Garage push in. Quick foam goes down. Gravy scoops up another kill, and now the site is prepared to push.
As it's a 3v2, as Dolphin does have a flashbang to work with, but she's all the way on the other side. Not sure if this could be timing, as Ace falls as a flank. Now Juice has to worry about both angles, as now he's essentially being pinched, able to find the first, but without the flashbang being that main enemy of Juice. Infinity are looking a lot more stronger. They're going to be able to get that plant. That's economy in the bag. It's now. We're back to a round lead from Infinity.
Indeed we are. We continue to trade back and forth on these rounds. The pistol round nicely locked in by good utility use and good coordination from that Infinity squad. They really are not letting go of this series despite losing 7-2 map 1. And I think that's definitely a take-home for a lot of teams and players that are new to the game, is that you really got to fight through these moments of adversity. You know, when you do lose in a quick snowball on map 1, there's still plenty of room on a reset. Technically, you get 2 resets in a map to come back and refocus yourself. And so we're definitely seeing Infinity doing that here, at least, and nice to see. We'll see if they can lock in their advantage round, because they're going big into this one. Heritage, 3 rifles picked up, nothing being held back, and frankly, on the back half of the series, yeah, what are you saving money for when you need to win this map?
Maybe I think they want that 2-round lead, but
Yep.
it does make sense. I mean, in terms of the overall bomb sites, you know, it's a lot more variable, as Proxy's actually going to get chip damage right off the bat. So Mindmaker somehow thinking it's perfectly fine to just walk down towards walk out Winery. Dolphin getting the second off of Proof. And that Vezin is just doing wonders. Also free stem to work with. That thing still has charge. That's in favors. Now Infinity could just basically take this A side for free. All they have to do is just watch their roamers, watch that closet side, or somehow GTC dies first. But Lynx pushes on through, and that's 2. But Gold Gray and Dolphin find their pick. Ace has to push through, and that's gonna be a free plant. Ace is gonna still walk under a breach. Pick out the window, but without the cost of Dolphin being there, as our Vezins are still in play.
Yeah, that's a big investment, a big carry through on the Infinity side, and they are in full control of the back half of this map. Up 5-3, economy well under in a safe spot, and Eternity can do their likely a partial buy, because they're not going to, I would think, have Proof commit to a rifle, because Proof will be the one that buys utility. No, Proof goes to the rifle too, so that's, no, they don't. Yeah, they back off the rifle. They're going to, what is their choice?
Oh, yes, 2 SMGs. 2 SMGs. Maybe we get all 5 SMGs. Maybe one day. Maybe on first. But
could be next round.
I think
that could be next round for the likes of Eternity if
maybe.
they don't win here.
It is basement. So I think they kind of want to save just in case, because that post plant is awful if you're Revolters. And I think there's
not a lot of saving going on. Look at their cash. There's nothing left.
They bought util. they really don't want to give them B site.
Yeah. Yeah. Static emitters, door blockers. The standard affair is up and around B site, and the drone already coming into B. That's at least a good indicator that the team is potentially focused on pushing B, as they will, open up the hatch, open up the wall, and in they come, quickly pushing those hatch plays and opening up that B site. The drone already in, wall opened up, and Infinity is this time the one changing the pace a little bit.
And now they're going to play a lot more quick, but Mindbreaker's able to find one before falling, as Proxy's trying to exchange a couple of shots, knocked down to half health. Ooh, free stem, so able to get right back into it, but Gravy from Garage.
Oh!
Proxy doing it all, able to get 2, as it's all down to Dolphin and Ninja Tim. Dolphin's actually on site. All they have to worry about is this Garage push. Proxy's able to cross by safely. Now, I'm pretty sure they're able to start this plant.
No, they're not. They're going to rotate to A. That's a really smart choice. Nobody is here at A, and they're going to be able to get that
they get to
plant.
upper window.
Yeah.
Maybe we can try to play a little bit of mind games. Now, hopefully they don't get caught out by timing.
I mean, that...
I'm gonna wrap... Okay, wait. Why are we going to, we are on Winery. We just gave up sight.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know what to say about this. Dolphins on the lurk. Maybe... Oh, that's a free kill. That's free if I've seen one. Now... Yeah, this is why we don't give up sight. Now that plan's gonna... Okay,
I think they gave it up
we
on
just
purpose.
don't stick.
No, I think they gave it up on purpose. I think
Please don't stick.
they did exactly what Eternity did. They'll find 2 kills through the wall bang. Proof cannot get this defuse through with the 2 players holding down the outside, and the time's going to tick down. Dolphin snaps around for a final kill, and Infinity clutch a big 2-3, a perfect... What a smart rotate to B site there instead of going A, or instead of going B, they go A. If they had planted B, there was no way they take that round, and that could have been Eternity, or excuse me, Eternity bouncing back into this 4-5, much closer series right now. But we're guaranteed a third map this afternoon with Infinity taking us to 6-3, and we'll see if they can take this second map off of what is map round here for Infinity.
Yeah, and we are looking on side of Infinity. They're doing a lot of heavy buy. They're buying a lot of utility, and we do get a Marui in play, so potential wall bangs.
Yep.
Pretty sure that's going to be an extending mag slapped on there as well. Compared to Eternity's economy, where they only can buy Cadillos, even though I'd argue that right now RCP would be a lot of a better option as long as you just play 4 corners.
Yeah.
But they do have 1 Vezin, so they aren't out of this fully yet.
Let's see what they can pull together here. The best they can do is tie map 2, and that can be the hard feeling to fight against, especially when you're down 6-3. Every round at the end of the day can matter, and so here comes that Marui going through that wall, not connecting with anyone, but they're definitely putting some rounds down range through those walls, trying to disrupt that defense before they breach into sight.
Clearing it out, I feel like Infinity are now going to try and invest a lot of this utility onto B site. Yeah, they don't utility, and they're going to have to fight on with just their overall firepower with the rifles, and it just hasn't been there. As now that's a smoke toss, that's going to blind, and that's going to cut the vision off of Ace and Mindmaker as off the flank. It's going to be Dolphin, as now the wall opens up, leaving Mindmaker right out in the open. Old Gravy and Lynx find to pick up their own. Brute has to defend it all on itself, and it's Proxy all the way inside of the staircase to try and make some type of miracle to keep them alive. But if you have all 5 players, what can you do?
Oh, wow.
As Hideout goes in favor of Infinity, we are going to a 3rd map.
We are indeed happy to see it, as Infinity step their game up a bit here on map 2 and lock in their first map victory of the best of 3. And so, like we said, we go to that 3rd map pick, and I wonder if we're going to go into a break now, a timeout, or if these teams are just going to keep going back-to-back, round for round, right at it. I mean, look at Dolphin on that. Holy cow, 18 kills. They almost broached 20 kills on that map there, Heritage. We only played 10 rounds, too.
And rounds, how many picks Dolphin? If we, I'm not gonna do that.
It's almost 2 kills.
I think
a round.
it's a better showing of Infinity compared to Skyscraper. I'm not sure if we do get called for break, or we might just, or if Infinity kind of want to play this momentum.
I'll let them know that we're ready when they are, and hopefully they'll message us if we are going into a timeout or not. But yeah, definitely a good bounce back. 7-2 Skyscraper. That can be hard, especially then losing, your pistol round. They come back off that pistol round too. I mean, that's a lot of momentum that they end up fighting against to get themselves into the position they do for map 2. So again, a really good job from Infinity this time on map 2 to come in focused and adjust off of losing to Skyscraper. But for map 3, we got Ship or Factory left, and I'm feeling we may go
I believe we went to Factory.
Okay.
I think let's go look over at the general matchup. Look at over the Infinity, their overall Factory, yikes. Okay. So, if we look overall in terms of round wins for Infinity, they are averaging around 46% compared to Eternity's 57%, and I will say Factory's a little bit of a gray area, even though it is
agreed.
Even though it's Infinity's second played map, they've only won it 2 times in this entire season. With that 29% win rate on Infinity, it's a little bit of a struggle. So hopefully they went to the drawing board, cooked up a couple of strats, and maybe sought out their errors, but they're gonna have to think of something if they really want to steal this away from Eternity.
Yeah, they really are. It's going to be a hard fight ahead of them, but they definitely have come to play this afternoon, taking that second map and ultimately pushing us to our 3rd map here Quick shout out to everyone tuning in and hanging out. I see Silo, Twisted Doge, Hursley, Reese, Thomas, Swokes, McLovin, interestingly enough, famous celebrity there. Daxi, Determinedly Fearful, a name I can't pronounce. Big Lunch, Duck on Quack. Thank you all for stopping in, hanging out, and enjoying the action this afternoon. If any of you are new, please do hit that subscribe button. We really do appreciate the support, and this is why we sometimes do shout-outs, because they're good little fillers, and they get us right into the action for round number 3. We bought time. We didn't have to go to a break. You don't need to see any ads. You can just keep ingesting, digesting, whatever sort of gestation process you have, and take in the game of Breachers, because we are going into this third map between two top teams in the ladder. If you are just stopping by, it's Eternity versus Affinity, and this time Eternity are starting on defense on Factory. I mean, yeah, I really do feel like this is a toss-up going into this one. You know, how does this shake out? I have no clue, quite honestly. I think Eternity definitely.
Well, it could be 7-0, or it could be like 6-6 or a full sweep.
It really
just,
could.
Whatever it is.
Really good. But yeah, pistol round starting things off, and I feel that yeah, Infinity really do need to bring some good focused offensive plays here, because Eternity put up a pretty solid defense, especially on this lower site. And Proxy already catching a kill on stairs there as Gravy tries to fend them off. Proxy will be able to drop back and rotate out of the stairwell, and well, that's certainly a good start for the Eternity squad.
They're able to stop at least some type of push coming in from Infinity. They're able to buy more time, because Ninja Tim's down. They don't have a lot in their main crosses. As now all they have to do is just primarily focus on the main entry, where they try to push through storage, as Proxy and Mindbaker are their two main defenders. But actually on the other side, Dolphin's lurking, but Juice is actually running that counter flank as well, as that's going to be the EMP carrier too, as Proxy is able to find GTC on storage. This Lynx is trying to push through, but Mindbaker shuts him down, trying to go back outside. Wall's going to open up, but it's a 2v5.
Yeah, and Dolph's going to drop back. That flank not working. Gravy catches a double and suddenly even things out. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the headshot. Puts them right into a confident position. Control over the outside of A. EMP in the hands of Dolphin, who's now reconnected with Gravy on A site. Juice still on this sort of extra flank. Will run into Dolphin, but Dolphin wins the trade. We're into a 2v2 for our pistol round on Factory.
And there's a lot of time for Affinity to make a move, but they do have that disadvantage of health. I do believe Old Gravy, all it takes is just one shot to just fall, and it takes 2 on Dolphin, so they don't have a lot of options. They're gonna try and wrap all the way back towards their storage side. Maybe they bought enough time for Ace and Proof to maybe make a decision that they might try A, but now time's on the essence. They do have one extra charge on that breaching foam to work with.
Yeah, they could open B site, which they have rotated over towards now, where you said they would go, or they do have a little bit of control, or maybe are trying to just get around this Eternity defense because they put such a high pressure push onto A, and they could plant. Dolphin could throw the EMP down. They've caught Ace out, and that's a huge swing in. Ace completely unaware and not ready for that play, and Dolph will start the EMP plant. Proof will have to retake in a 1v2. Infinity are trying to come back here as the nade gets picked up, tossed through the doorway down towards site, but doesn't catch anybody. What is Proof's plan as they look down towards B? The EMP's already down, and it's in that spot where you really have to fight for it. You're going to have to stick the defuse and then catch the drop-down retake that Dolphin will try and execute on here. Oh, yeah, they're pushing all the way out. Oh!
I think that's a dead controller. I'm not sure. His hand's hanging up. He's gonna back out of it.
He
It's a
can,
bit
he can
unfortunate.
stick it. Drop the
He
gun.
can stick it, but what is he trying to stick? Nothing. As Old Gravy drops and gets the frag. Man,
Oh my goodness.
His arm is just up in the air like he doesn't care. As it's the pistol round, we've seen it back this entire series. It's Infinity win that pistol round.
A big play. This Infinity team really stepping up and executing on some high-risk, high-reward plays. Rotating to that B site, pushing in for that plant. Just the round before, doing something very similar with the rotation. And ultimately, what we are seeing is that these rotations are killing Eternity right now. And if anything, Eternity need to be ready and start to adjust to this playstyle when they do have these pauses in the pace. When Infinity are setting the pace, they very much are doing it and in control of it, was at least with what we've seen on Hideout and now Factory here. But there's ways to sort of counteract that. You just have to, as a squad, recognize what Infinity's doing and what sort of plays they're executing and then adjust to those. And that's a very high-level strat that's not easy to do. For you to adapt to the team you're playing, it's just an additional factor. On top of just trying to hit your shots and play the game you already know, you're then trying to really observe what people are doing and change your strategy based off of that. It's no easy task, as Dolphin finds the first easy kill, almost a double as they swing out the window, and Proxy will be trapped in the corner there. B site already in control by Infinity.
And that early pick into the round and just trying to play the game with Proxy. He's going to be stuck in there and is on a slitter of health. Really there. He's stuck, and Dolphin able to get that second kill.
Good
As we are
teamwork.
just right off the bat. Yeah, talk about teamwork. This team's all of a sudden, they figured something out. They're able to open up this hatch now. Down drop. And somehow that tripwire doesn't fully connect. Proof tries to make the peek as that's 3 kills for her name. Mindbaker able to find one, but immediately falls to Ninja Tim. That's all down to Juice. Plant's gonna come on through. I think that might be a kill. Or Juice knows where the EMP is. He just has to play for the audio cue now.
It's not planted yet.
Yeah, it's not fully planted, but all he has to do is just hear that tap, and that's it.
Dolphin's going to challenge. Yeah, Dolphin comes barreling in, rifle in hand. GTZ will catch the wall bang kill. EMP plant gets stuck, and Infinity take it 2-0 in commanding fashion. Eternity not finding easy rounds here this afternoon, and ultimately now at a disadvantage, down 2-0, map 3, the series decider, and their defensive set not maybe going the way they would have hoped. But I'd almost curious on your impressions of Factory. I do feel like it tends to go more offensive sided. So in kind of that reverse scenario, which we tend to see on maps like Skyscraper, if they do get, if they now start winning rounds and Eternity can bounce back off of this rifle round, I do still think there's a chance for them to be in a decent shape 4-2 going into the back half.
It is that second story bomb site, so it's a little bit unfavorable for Eternity because all you have to do is play for hatch.
Yeah.
And essentially you get that's free. And overall, and just in terms of economy, Eternity, they have 2 players on off-meta weapons, Kanut and Omen, which isn't favorable, but hopefully they're able to make some type of stagger inside that of the momentum of Infinity. As we see Infinity trying to go for this hatch play, as most teams will usually do. Try to get a couple doors open, maybe just, roam out a couple of players, maybe let Eternity get a little bit aggressive, as the drone's going to come in from Ninja Tim, trying to clear out a couple players. I do believe that's going to be able to spot at least a couple of utility, as well as maybe some players.
We'll have to see. 5v5 after the first 30 seconds have ticked down. No walls opened. Some wall bangs. Shots coming in. The first kill connected there on a Mindbaker as they try to get aggressive with the Canute on the short corner. Gravy nicely reads that. Catches the kill. Flashes and a quick push coming through, but that's a nice nade that'll back off Lynx and Old Gravy. Good connections from Proxy. Chunk down Old Gravy's HP, and for now, Eternity are battling back the Infinity Storm. More nades coming through as Lynx gets caught out by trip mines, static emitters, all the utility in effect here, and ultimately pausing this Infinity momentum.
And they're able to just stop this forward push coming in from Infinity. Now they have, but it's actually Dolphin from Generator to stop it. Now they have to worry about this back flank. As Ninjam's actually able to find Juice, it went from full even down to almost unwinnable. But Proof is actually able to find Dolphin off the flank, and now they have to focus on this forward push coming in. Ninjam's able to find it, but Proxy, one and done deal. Able to make it from a 1v3 to a 1v1, but the EMP is actually all the way on B site. Is he actually able to catch him off before Ninjam crosses? No! Ninjam to stop it there, as it's going to be 3-0 for Eternity. Oh, I'm so stupid. I did the same thing you did. It's 3-0.
Infinity.
I thought it wouldn't catch me, but 3-0 Infinity. Oh.
It's their endless. Okay, that's all you need to know. They're both endless. They're both impossible to measure. And it's okay if we get them mixed up. Regardless, Infinity are up 3-0 out the gate here. And, man, this Infinity team looking strong on their initial half of this map. That's to be determined if they're going to be able to carry this momentum into the defensive side of things. But we go back down to this bottom floor site after we started here with the pistols. And now full rifles? No, not full rifles. A very partial buy from Eternity because they are hurting on their economy right now.
I feel like it's a little bit more questionable that they try and go for this half buy. Because even though they are going to be on that loss bonus, it's not enough to the point where they're able to rebuy just over and over, and hopefully they're able to get around the win. Because if they do win this round and they're on that bonus, it's not going to be enough because My Victor is on 0 credits as well as Proxy being at 25. That's going to do little to nothing if they do win the round. But so the best they could do is, keep the majority of their players alive for Vezes to be retrievable.
I like how Dolphin waved to the team to push there through the doorway, but they were lined. They definitely couldn't BC, and sometimes you forget. Maybe they're also just calling out, and they're a hand talker. Some people like that. But
we're not playing Onward. Only your team could hear you. So
yeah, no need for hand signals. Well, whether they're helpful or not, they were.
Oh no, I saw it again. So they do get rid of the door blocker. But now they're going to deal with that nade. Nade's going to be tossed a little bit more shorter, unable to clear out most of it. So now both walls on A side are fully open. Proof able to find that first frag of the round. That's going to be able to stop the momentum of Infinity. Now they're going to have to think of something. Because if they try to cross or they give up any of the signs, they look away for just a single second, their life could just be gone.
Dolphin doing what they do best and flanking there with the foam, but not pushing through. Rejoining the team, and maybe, if anything, just trying to put another angle for this defense to worry about. Dolphin will catch Mindbaker out. Lynx catches their kill, and Infinity are barreling into A site. EMP down, and they're 4-2 in advantage. Going up against Cadillos and a pistol in some cases for Proxy. There's very little hope for this Eternity squad to retake here in round 4, and this could be a nice 4-0 push up for this Infinity squad. It's just a matter of how do the heroes of Eternity work here. Can they execute out and defend what is already an EMP planted in 4 attacking Infinity members ready to defend the retake?
Yeah, it's just Proxy and Juice in the 2v4. EMP is at a spot you can't even try to defend, as Juice will finally fall. It's a 4-0 for Infinity. Thankfully, I said it right. I didn't get it wrong. Okay. I'm making some progress. At least
You're making progress, and Eternity are not. They are not able to figure out a way to hold down this objective going up against Infinity right now on offense. Momentum completely on Infinity's side, as again they're up 4-0. Economy in their control. Eternity can't even buy into this round, as they are only going to be able to get 2, maybe 3 rifles, and it won't even be until round 6 that they're able to actually full buy across the team if they lose again. If they win, they may actually be in worse shape in some cases, and so it's a hard road for this Eternity squad ahead of them, at least on the first half of this map. We'll have to see what happens. They really do need one, because I think the pistol rounds have been going more to Infinity than not, and so if you go 6-0 here, then it's just a pistol round that separates the series from going into the hands of Infinity. Or, yeah, Infinity.
I want to know how many times we almost got the names wrong. I'm curious. See, every time this matchup happened, how many times did any casters here on VRML got the names mixed up? As we look on the side here, early drone coming in from Infinity, as they're able to clear out this top area on side of orange. As it looks like the same strat from usual. Is, you know, Dolphin hanging from that connector window. GTC actually able to find Mindbreaker first, and I think we got a disconnect from Proof. It's Dolphin taking a couple of shots and immediately falls to Proxy. Hey, that Vez's free for use. So now they have to worry about this overall push as that hatch is fully open. The drone's gonna be shot down. Now I would say 4v4, but he's not moving.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Ace goes down. A refrag for Juice onto Lynx. Keeps things close. I do see Proof moving now, so maybe they are slowly coming back into things here as they do reconnect just in time to help in the 3v3, which is what we're at to now. Both Proxy and Juice, Proof, everyone here defending A site. B site rotation could do some good work for them. Infinity have been rotating to good success, and so that could be something that's in the cards if Eternity are not ready for that.
3v3 and just no progress coming in from Infinity. They're able to push inside of orange, but in terms of overall just making it into the site, they just haven't found something.
I'm telling you, the site rotation would definitely be the move, I think, because they've had great success off of rotating sites against this Eternity squad, and I think they could be planning that with this hatch drop. They're going to have to commit. They're going to have to push in and get close to this site eventually. 45 seconds left. Gravy will be the one that flies down. The whole team comes through, and yeah, here comes the B site rotation. Fortunately enough, they're ready for this swing, and the first kill comes through.
Yes, 2v3, 30 seconds left. That time pressure is on Infinity. As I'm not sure if they want to opt to maybe just cross through that door, or they just want to go for the breaching foam here. If they want to face this head on, as Old Gravy is actually able to find Proof. And Ninja finds Juice as well, but Proxy tries to flame, but Old Gravy to shut it down. 5-0 for Infinity here. They are going flawless. And it's just looking like a steamroll here.
It is Infinity running away with Factory right now, and not what I would have expected with how this round and how this series started. I mean, 7-2 in dominant fashion to Eternity. It really looked like they were coming in focused. They're a team, you know, that's been, you know, out of all of the squads in that top, well, I guess I've only talked to two, but between Acer and Eternity, they're definitely coming in a little bit more organized, but maybe that's not what is necessary. It really is just that individual shooting skill and putting in a powerhouse roster. I don't know what the solution is, and I don't think Eternity quite know what the solution is against this Infinity squad right now, as Infinity, again, up 5-0 on map 3 here. The series decider 6-0 is devastating. The pistol rounds have not been ideal for Eternity, and they do not want to have the whole series riding on that, but they win the pistol round, maybe there's a path. Maybe they can put up a perfect 6-0 set. Even then, I think the series is tied, but they lose in overall rounds 1, and so it's not an ideal situation right now for this Eternity squad. They really need to win around here.
And Old Gravy, I believe, is able to get 2 frags, as now they're able to push their way onto Storage side. But Mindmaker to stop the push, able to find 1, but and immediately takes out that drone. So now Old Gravy and Dolphin are able to push inside of storage. So Wall is trying to be shot through, but that's being a little bit lower. Mindmaker pushes on through, able to find GC, able to stop that breach bomb for a while. But that's going to be at the cost of 2v3. Now that drone is still in play, as now that's going to be B site for the side of Infinity.
Yeah, they've got control of the peak. They can shut that down if Juice tries to go for it. The plant can come through here as Ninja Tim pushes up to site as well with plenty of utility as they huck nades and a variety of other items down in to shut down this defense. The smoke there to try and disrupt Juice as Ace still has a line of sight. Juice will go down to Dolphin flying in, and now Ace alone in a 1v3. Cannot afford to let this thing go 6-0 out the gate, and Gravy almost makes it the case. Ace will stay alive. The 1v3 clutch, definitely a tall order with 3 defending on the retake.
Ace all alone with a donut on that kill feed, and it's Old Gravy with that cloaking device to end it there. We are facing series point now, as we could see a potentially clean sweep.
We could see the clean sweep, and this would be a clean sweep of the high connoisseur ratings for a lot of people, too, with tons of folks voting on Eternity this afternoon. Infinity is coming in and executing super well here and challenging a squad that I don't know that a lot of folks thought would be the case. Or am I getting those mixed up? It was in favor of Eternity, right?
Yeah, they were in favor of Eternity, which is I feel like I know those I believe 36 people are kind of kicking themselves in the foot.
Well, they're hoping for a tie now because I think the tie ends up nullifying the vote to some degree. I don't think we have a because you can't vote on. It's not like you can put red. You know, when you're at the casino and you're going on craps, you have red, black, and then you can go the double zeros. We don't have the tie option, which would really be the kind of like the double zero of the picking phase. Maybe we should though. Maybe we should have a tie as a choice.
Oh, wait, I mean, how would it even work? It's like a possibility. Like maybe we get double points if you manage
call
to
the
pick
tie.
the tie. If you call it, because those are hard to find.
Yeah, they did happen quite a bit, I felt like, early in the season. But, yeah, we've seen a lot of teams just duking it out, taking – I guess I don't know. The ties are out there, but, yeah, it's not a commonality, obviously, and maybe not what's going to be in the cards here for this Eternity team if they cannot get these round wins in order. The big pistol set right here, series point with Infinity in already control on the HP bars, on defense, pistols in hand, and here comes the A-site breach.
Now Nate's gonna be tossed. Ninja Tip immediately drops that EMP carrier as it's down to a 4v5. Will make its way as proof. Oh my goodness, that TP goes crazy. Ace is able to shut down GTZ as Plant able to try and tap the EMP there. Ace with just a slitter of health, while Lynx is able to take down Mindbaker, but that's going to be a re-swing coming in from Dolphin, able to shut down Ace. It's all down to Proxy into a 1v4, but Infinity have that EMP control.
Yeah, this is almost impossible. The EMP is on the wall. The 1v4 pistol round, everyone is inside this A site, and there's no way you're getting to that EMP easily, as they do have several tucked-in defenders as well. Proxy already at half HP. No chance of getting that up either, and so definitely a lot stacked against them. The must-win round, not where they wanted to be with this pistol set, where they had to win, because, again, they have not been winning the pistol rounds, and they'll push into Old Gravy, who finds the final kill, and a clean map 3 sweep from Infinity puts them as our series victor, 2 maps to 1. Infinity, the underdog this afternoon, taking this map win, and I'm happy that we tuned in to catch this one, Heritage.
I know that League Gen chat is gonna go crazy for that. It went from a curb stomp to okay, this is maybe winnable. Then we went back to a curb stomp the other way, and it is just
a good series to tune into.
It's a good series.
Yeah, fun one to tune into, and Happy that we caught this one on a Wednesday. Yeah, so shout out to both teams for playing this afternoon. Happy that we jumped into it. Thanks to everyone that stopped by and enjoyed the action. We had a decent-sized crowd catching this one, and we do appreciate you stopping by. The final records for the afternoon for both teams will put Infinity at 5-4-1 and Eternity at 6-4. Taking their 4th loss of the season. Eternity likely to get bumped down a couple of ranks there. In Infinity, well, maybe they'll swap side. They very well could be swapping in rank. We'll have to see, but
they could be going 3rd. It's possible.
Yeah, they really could, and then they'll be potentially slotted to battle up against teams like Acer, which I definitely love to see as well. They've beaten Eternity here, which is very impressive. I want to see how Infinity will match against Acer this late in the season, because both teams obviously here to fight for that top 8 spot, as they should be. There's quite a bit on the line at the end of the day. $9,000 in cash and hardware from all of our sponsors, which we do appreciate their support, and in-game gun skins, which you can only earn by getting in the top 8 of your region. So it's definitely a decent amount on the line for these players, and they are fighting for it here tonight. Happy that we caught this one. Happy you all stuck in and caught the action. Please do subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up button. Catch the interview. We're putting out VODs. Tune in on Mondays. We may do some other unique content. There may be another Martini Phil podcast episode in the near future. So keep your eyes peeled on the YouTube channel, and please do subscribe. We really do appreciate that support. But that'll be it for me and Heritage here this afternoon. Until likely this weekend, do please tune in then. We will also likely try and lock in a giveaway stream at some point in the weekend. And so until then, stay classy. Reacher's VRML is brought to you by Triangle Factory, HyperX, ProTube VR, VR Cover. Thanks for watching VRML.